In previous videos, I discussed the Bible's historical accuracy as well as its incredible record of fulfilled messianic prophecy. But in today's video, I want to equip you with a simple test that you can apply to the Bible for yourself. In a recent interview, Dr. Jordan Peterson described the Bible as the foundational text of Western civilization. Of course, this is true, but it's true in ways that you may not have considered. For instance, many have believed the lie that over the centuries, the Bible inculcated a kind of blind religious superstition. And it was only the rise of enlightened secular humanism that liberated us from all that and thus ushered in the age of scientific progress. But this is exactly backward. The great pioneers of science, men like Galileo, Kepler, Newton, were believers in the biblical God. This is not to say that they all were model Christians, but as C.S. Lewis so helpfully put it, men became scientific because they expected law in nature, and they expected law in nature because they believed in a legislator. Similarly, it was primarily Christians who were the true champions of liberty in the West, resisting tyranny, establishing governments that limit authoritarian power, allowing for human flourishing and unprecedented prosperity. Historian Daniel Dreisbach notes that an extensive survey of American political literature from 1760 to 1805 revealed that the Bible was referenced more frequently than any European writer or even any European school of thought, such as the Enlightenment. Now, some would say, sure, the Bible had a big influence. It brought us injustices like slavery. And once we began to diminish the Bible's influence, that's when things started to get better. But once again, this is exactly backward. The great abolitionists who defeated slavery in the West were Christians. Now, sure, there were people who abused the Bible for their own selfish ends, but it was Christianity that declared that God loves the world, every tribe and tongue and nation. And in the minds of those Christian abolitionists, this was what undergirded their conviction that all men are created equal. German intellectual Jürgen Habermas helpfully outlines this for us. Universalistic egalitarianism, from which sprang the ideals of freedom and a collective life in solidarity, the autonomous conduct of life and emancipation, the individual morality of conscience, human rights and democracy, is the direct legacy of the Judaic ethic of justice and the Christian ethic of love. And how has this legacy been preserved and transmitted to us? Through the Bible. And this brings me to my third evidence for the Bible's trustworthiness. Its transformational power. The Bible didn't just happen to introduce one or two good ideas. The Bible fundamentally altered the world for the better. And it did this one life at a time. Because the Bible's not just another religious book. The Bible is the self-revelation of the God who made us and loves us. And so here we come to the test that you can apply for yourself. Are you ready? Read it. Get yourself a copy and start with the New Testament. And you might think, well, this is silly. That's the big reveal. But here's what would be silly. To reject the Bible, to dismiss it, the foundational text of Western civilization, without having ever read it. And yet this is the approach that so many people take. Like investigating a new restaurant. You look up 2 or 3 bad reviews online. You think, I've seen all I need to see, and you move on. But we're not talking about where to go for lunch. We're talking about the claim that the God who made the universe loves us and has revealed himself to us. If this is true, then we would expect the Bible to be a special book. We would expect when we read it that it would speak with profound and probing clarity about us, about who we are, about our deepest flaws. And if this God really loves us, then we would expect the Bible to contain a message of life-changing hope. And I'm here to tell you that the Bible contains all that and more in ways that you can't possibly know until you read it for yourself. James Tour is a leading chemist, professor at Rice University, and one of the world's leading research scientists. He's also a devout Christian. He encourages people to read the New Testament twice. And it's been his experience that no one makes it through the second reading without becoming a Christian. So that's my challenge to you. Get it. Read it. Come with an open mind. Give it a fair shake. After all, only a religious zealot would refuse to even examine the evidence. The Bible is true, it's real, it's powerful, and it will change your life. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. I so appreciate your time. I hope this video was helpful for you. If so, please like, comment, send it to a friend. And if you have other questions about how the Bible all fits together, or how to read and understand it for yourself, or are we sure that it was translated correctly and hasn't been corrupted, we're going to get to all of those things. So subscribe. Lots more content to come. God bless.